Okay, you guys, what's up? It's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity Buildit video, and I'm going to be doing the level 13 pass today, but not right now because, as you can see, it hasn't uploaded on my screen yet. So, it will, so I'll give it time, be patient, make sure you updated your game, and be patient. Now, this video in particular is going to be answering a couple of questions from one of the group members of mine. She sent me quite a lengthy message this morning, and I wanted to answer all of her questions because I feel like it would help others. And so I'm going to read you guys her message from another screen. It says, I have a question or just an idea for a video. Since you recommend speeding up to level 24, we come to level 24 unprepared for a mega. A lot of people would not have enough storage space, not enough Sims cache, not enough keys, war cards, a lot of unlocked land at 24. Also, the epics come to the game, so after all this, you cannot play competitively. Canceling epic tasks, war tasks because of lack of cards. Upgrades, am I wrong? Question mark. Is it better to camp at level 24? Question mark for a while to prepare and then start to compete. Is it worthy to buy the premium pass and not do the tasks that I can or cannot do? One more question about war cards. Now I have a common comic hand and also a rare magnetism, which that's not possible, so not sure what she has, but she does not have a rare magnetism. I can also unlock legendary, not in Kansas. I know you said we can unlock / upgrade cards only when we get the task in Mega, but what if I get to launch legendary attack first? I would not unlock not in Kansas, right? Question mark. Sorry, I have so many questions, and thank you so much for your time and energy for us noobs. Okay, so when I first read this message, the first half of it presents itself not so appealing to me, because it's sounding like what she's saying is the advice that I gave her led her to an impossible situation. So this is where I listened to what she wrote, and I go back through my mind and I look at what I said in that video and many videos, and in fact she did not follow anything I said, because if she had, she wouldn't be in the situation that she's currently in. So let's talk about what she did. That's what the first thing I want to know is, what she did and how she did it. So I asked her, I basically asked her, let's walk through what she did. Okay, let's see what'd you do? I asked her what her storage is at. She said her storage is at 485. And I said, okay, so you didn't speed level? Question mark. Because speed leveling is not following the normal guideline. When you watch my walkthrough video, that is not speed leveling. That is normal leveling. Speed leveling is where you don't stop for any lengthy period of time and you just level. You just straight go zoom all the way to the top to level 24. That is speed leveling. Okay? Dinking around and leveling relatively quickly is not speed leveling. Now, my question to her is how old her city is. Because if her storage is at 485 and she's saying that she sped up to level 24, that has me like, what? How is that possible? How did you speed level to 24 and you have 485 storage? That's not possible, right? Because that would be like a month, at least a month and a half worth of playing. And that's still, like, you really were spending a majority of your time on the global market and not focusing on anything but that. That's what that tells me, right? Which isn't terrible, but in terms of like what she did wrong or why she's having the issues she's having, it makes me wonder what's going on with her game. And so I started to think about it, and I'm like, okay, so how old is your city? And she said it was 1 month old. Well, that's not possible, okay? You can't have a 1 month old city and be in Mega. It takes 5 weeks just to get into Mega. Now, granted, she probably didn't mean exactly 30 days, and that's what my point was those 2 weeks matter, that week, that 2 weeks, that whatever. Like, you need to be really on point here of when you started. I need to know when you started. You can't just, give or take a month, but it's really been 2 or 3. You know what I mean? So I needed a really good time frame of when she started. And she said she started at the beginning of the last pass, which is 45 days. Plus whatever days, that she spent, after this pass ended, which has been like 4 days now, and that when you're really being productive, those days matter. So it started to dawn on me, what are people doing at the lower levels? How are you guys leveling? I don't know. So I started to ask her, well, this still doesn't make sense to me, because if she speed leveled to level even 18 or 24, she would have had enough time to be prepared. Okay, so in her message she states, I have a question for just an idea for a video. Since you recommend speeding up to level 24, we come to 24 unprepared for the contest. For Mega, a lot of people would, 1, not have enough storage. She clearly has enough storage, so I don't know why she's even listing that. 2, not enough Sims cash. You should have plenty of Sims cash by the time you hit Mega. Okay, you should have won something in Metro, and then you should have all the Sims cash available from any of those City Journal things, right? So you might be a little short on Sims cash depending on how you unlocked your shops and how many of those video ads you're watching. So you need to watch a lot of video ads. A lot of people, they buy things that they don't need. They spend Sims cash on depot slots and things like that. They shouldn't be doing that at that time, okay? So your main focus is going to be on your shops. That is number one focus, but you need to make sure that when you get to Mega, that you have a certain amount of cash set aside. Now, if you paid attention, she made a very bad mistake here. This is what hurt her. So I knew what mistake she made, and I just wanted to basically get it out of her. I know that she camped. She camped really long, because look at it this way. If she is just now entering my group last week, she just joined my group last week. She was at level 18 last week. Okay, so now she's level 24, so she went up 6 levels this week, right? Now she's feeling unprepared, because why? Because she camped level 17 for 5 weeks. That is not speed leveling to 24. So really, the first part of her message, it's not accurate. She's saying that what I told her to do in my video was to speed level to 24, and now she's ill prepared. But in fact, really, it was her own doing that made her ill prepared for Mega. So I asked her, tell me the timeline in which you leveled. And the reason that I'm going through all this with you guys is because I have a feeling that many of people are doing this. I have a feeling that a lot of you guys are doing exactly what she did. And I go through and I talk to her and I said, okay, timeline, from the time you started the game, how long till you were level 10? And she said, I followed your exact method through your walkthrough videos up until, and let me get her exact message because I want to say it word for word. She said, I first watched your walkthrough videos. I did exactly the same, just a bit stopped at level 16. No sugar, a lot of rares, buying peaceful parks to boost pop. So right there, what does that mean? What does that tell you? What did she just say in that message? She said, I watched your videos, I took the advice that I wanted to, and then I did what I felt was best. That's exactly what she just said, right? What is the very first thing that I say in most of my videos when it comes to walkthroughs and stuff like this? What is the one thing I tell you guys? Do not come to me complaining when you change the method and you get a different result. That if you do not follow my advice 150% and you get a different outcome, that is on you. So when you come to me and say, I feel that more info needs to be presented here, or a new video or whatever because of this result, you're saying that I didn't provide you with enough information or wrong information, when in fact it wasn't my doing, it was your not listening to me, which is what led you to your current issue, right? Okay. So I just wanted to clear that up here. So if you guys are having this issue, that's on you guys. I told you to level up. So I said you obtain more rares unlocking sugar, and you do, because you obtain more depots and you accomplish more. It's been thoroughly tested, trust me on that. You might think you don't. You might think, oh my god, I see sugar everywhere. Yeah, okay, you see sugar. Who gives a shit, dude? Look at how many depots you didn't have accessible to you. You had like 4 squares half the time. You're only accessible to lower level depots, which almost everybody below level 18, their only reason that they're even below level 18 is to camp and do exactly what you're doing. It's the level 18 to about 30 players, they're going to be the ones selling the rares. So you're completely closed off to that when you think about it. Like, a lot of times that you find rares and depots, it's from clicking on sugar or other items. It's not from the rare itself being presented on the global market. When I give you guys advice, it doesn't just get pulled out of a hat, okay? It's not like, oh, gee, that sounds good, I guess I'll say it. I give you guys thoroughly tested advice. Do you know how many cities, how many devices I ran when I tested the algorithm of this game? Do you really think I just sat there and went, huh, that sounds like a good idea? I mean, come on, man. Trust me. You obtain more rares at the end of the day as a above level 18 to between level 18 and 24, you're going to obtain more rares than if you remain at below level 18 level. And especially if this city is something that you want to have for more than just hunting rares. Okay, so like if you just had a feeder and its sole purpose was hunting rares and nothing else, like you were feeding coins into it or whatever, you would only be on the global market. You wouldn't be doing the contest of mayors. You wouldn't be doing all these other features within the game trying to make better for this city. So that would make more sense, right? But when this city is supposed to be something better than that, it doesn't make sense to camp that long. It hurts you, and she's proving my point right here. Like, if anything, she's an example of what I'm saying. And so she goes on, and I tell her that, and she goes, yes, now I see that. Laugh out loud. Okay, so why didn't you see that when I told you that 4 weeks ago? That's my question. So again, this is what people do. They watch my videos, they hear what I say, they take into what I say into account, and then they decide that they know better than I do, and they do the exact opposite, and then they come to me to fix the problem. That's exactly what they're doing. They come to me and say that either they screwed up and I need to fix it, or I screwed up because they screwed up. No. You need to own that shit. That's on you, okay? So if you're doing this, it will end up being a shitty situation. So here's the thing. I'm sitting here going, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. She's level 24. This is her first week in the group, right? Okay. And this would be her first week in Mega. So she spent all of her lower league being promoted up in the lower leagues as a lower level player, not as a level 18 player. What does this mean for her? Why do I tell people to speed level to 18? Why? So that they're in a club. Now, what would this have changed for her game? Had she done things the way that I told her to, what would have happened with her game? She would have went to level 18. She would have entered a group. And if she entered a group like mine, she would, and she did, she entered my group, she would have been doing war twice a week. Now, the first league, she would have been promoted when she was a lower level, okay? But on the other leagues, so she would have had 4 leagues to go up, where she would have been in the group to do this. She would have had 4 weeks of legendary chest results, which are, as you can see, we're going to go over here and show you guys, okay? When you click on the Contest of Mayors tab, she would have got the results from winning the contest, right? And she would have also had the legendary chest results, which is like 15 rares and like 120 cash each week. So that would have been about 500 Sims cash right there alone. That doesn't include whatever cash she would have obtained through the VU pass or through side passes or whatever, okay? Then you have to take into consideration she would have been able to trade with other group members. So when she complains about not having enough land unlocked, she would have been able to trade things and actually obtain more rares that way. She would have had more coin, because she said something about not having enough simoleons. She would have had plenty of coin had she been making her donut production. She would have been able to unlock her donut shop and get those shop slots done. Instead, now she hits level 18 and she has to dump all that money into that store, unless she did that previous to that, which is why she's broke. But either way, she doesn't have that 120 cash coming in from that legendary chest. Then you have to take into consideration that she would have had 8 war rewards, 8 victory or defeat rewards. So that would have been, at a minimum, well, let's see, you would have had, if we won all 8 wars, you would have had the cash from that, which is 60 cash each time, okay? Then you would have had the premium or the platinum keys. Now, we won, I want to say, like 5 out of the 8 wars the last couple of weeks, because people have been trying to get their war cards. So when she complains about not having war cards, what would she had benefited had she not camped level 16? She would have entered into the group at level 18. She would have then unlocked the war feature, thereby obtaining war cards faster. She would have been able to share jackpots with group members, which is not something that you have available when you're not able to do war. When you're only obtaining war cards through the monster, you limit that, okay? So you can't do jackpots. You can only hit him so many times. You really set yourself up for a very low amount of progress. So really, in fact, it was the one thing that she didn't listen to me on that led her to all the problems that she's having now. So it's not that there needs to be a new video in regards to that. It's that people need to listen to what I say the first time and they wouldn't end up in these situations. So that's what this video is about, is telling you guys to listen to what I say so that you don't end up like this. Now, here's the thing. She's not in as bad of a spot as she claims to be, or she feels she is. It's overwhelming to her because what she did was she camped below level 18. And then she went from level 18 to 24 in less than 1 week's time. So she's feeling overwhelmed with all this stuff hitting her at once. The club feature, the war feature, the everything feature. This is why you should allow that time frame where she would have had 4 weeks of the lower level leagues in the group, where she could have went from level 18 to 24 over the course of that 4 weeks, utilizing all of those residential upgrades in the lower leagues. Now, even if she wanted to speed level to 24, let's say that she hit level 18 in the 2nd week of her city, and she speed leveled all the way to 24 as fast as she possibly could, it still would have been better than doing what she did, because then she would have been level 24. She would have been able to utilize anything, really. She would have been able to utilize her. The only task she wouldn't be able to do would be the epic task, which you wouldn't cancel that. It's not even premium. Okay, you would leave it sit unless it's worth 2,400 points. Okay. If it's worth 2,000 points or higher, you have to do something about it at some point. But if it's lower than that, then you leave it sit and you don't have any problems with it because you can only get one of those tasks, right? So what people will do is they'll make a huge mistake. During the contest of mayors, they get a low-level epic, like maybe 30 points or below. And they do that. That way they can avoid the epic timer and they don't have to convert a house. But what this does in terms of the contest is it opens up that possibility of that epic coming back, and they're not prepared to complete an epic, so now they're stuck with a higher point epic assignment that they can't do. And if you're in that position, you shouldn't be even touching that assignment if it's worth low points. Okay? But if you're in a position to actually complete your epics, then that's a whole nother story. But if you're somebody who's not in a position to be completing them and you get them with a low value, you need to leave them sit. So if we go back up to her original message, I wanted to answer the questions that she put in here. First, she says, is it worth to buy the premium pass and do the tasks that I can do or not? Okay, so that's part of what's going to be going on in this video right now, is that you guys, you got to remember that this is the start of a new pass. This pass goes for 45 days. If you do not start earning on it now, you will hurt yourself. So if you're below level 11, you need to hurry up and start earning points for the pass. Now, me personally, I don't see any benefit whatsoever being below level 18, okay? And then once you get to level 18, if you're in Metro or higher, Metro or Mega, it is really important that you get up to level 24. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to do any of your assignments quickly. You're not going to get promoted, or you're going to end up basically screwing up and wasting your resources. So one thing that I've noticed that a lot of people have been doing lately is they've been competing in Mega. If you're not all in, don't bother, because what they're doing is they're wasting very valuable resources. Every time you compete in Mega, think of it like you're using very valuable stuff. Every time you do a war card upgrade, that's one less that you have to do later. If you waste all of these valuable necessities on lower level leagues or leagues where you have no chance in winning, then you hurt yourself later. If you know you have no chance of winning, don't sit there and utilize up all your epic projects. Don't use up all your war card upgrades just to add quick, fast, easy points. Say, you know what, I need to save these for a week where I can actually win. Don't waste any tickets. If you know you're not going to win and you got a hacker, don't even mess with the tickets, okay? It's not worth it. It's better to save your resources for when you actually have a shot at winning. Now, during this time, this 4-week time before you hit Mega, you want to stack up as many of those resources as possible so that when you get to Mega, you're able to do these things. Now, being level 18 during this time is super important. It allows you to join a club and share with other members. It allows you to get that legendary chest. It allows you to get those war rewards. And without all that stuff, it's going to be a major hit. And that's her fault. She would have had all that stuff, but she chose to camp, which was against my advice. So anybody here who is choosing to camp a lower level, thinking that you're doing something great for yourself, you're not, okay? You're not doing something great for yourself at all. If anything, think about it like this. All the rares that you get from all the depots that you don't have accessible, trading with group members, club chest rewards, think about all those extra rares that you're not obtaining and tell me that you're finding more just by having sugar not unlocked. No, you're not. I've tested it thoroughly and you're not, okay? So if you want to spend every waking moment hunting the global market just to end up in her position where she's got the same amount of fucking storage that everybody else has unlocked at this time, but now she's got nothing else going for her. In that regard, that would be what you would be doing. That is the result of that. So where should she go from here? What should she do? Well, right now she's got plenty of storage, so I don't know what the issue is with the epics. She needs to be launching VU as much as she can, whether or not she's doing it for the contest to mayors or not, okay? So you're going to have a set amount of VU that you put aside for the contest. Anything beyond that, you should be launching as much as possible and obtaining those gold keys. When you get the gold keys, you need to be stacking them up for your epic pointers. You need to be buying epic pointers when things go on sale or for the category in which you desire. Make sure they're at least 3 to 4 point epic buildings. Do not spend all of your gold keys upgrading war cards and buying pop boosters at a low level. That is where you're going to screw up. Now, she says in her message, what should she unlock in terms of war cards? Well, here's the thing. You need it, and like I stated in the video, you need at least one of every rarity in order to compete in Mega. So that would stand to reason that it would be okay to unlock one of each. Now, when I said one of each, I gave a list of which ones would be best. I said that if you're able to get magnetism for common, not in Kansas for legendary, and either it really doesn't matter as far as the rare one goes, but the flying VU robot or something of that nature, okay? It really doesn't matter. But I also go on to say in that video that you need at least one high point card, okay? Because if you don't have at least one high point card, you're not going to be obtaining war points fast enough to unlock all these other cards. You got to kind of give a little to get a little, right? So you may not have that opportunity to upgrade a war card in the contest. You may have to unlock 1, 2, or 3 in order to do better later, if that makes sense. So what she should do at this point is, since she's in Mega, she should hold off until she gets a upgrade war card. If she notices that she's not getting an upgrade war card anytime soon, then it would be okay for her to unlock Not in Kansas or one of her high point attacks, so that she can at least launch attacks on the monster, okay? Or not the monster, in the war, and earn a decent amount of points. The next thing that she should be doing is buying jackpot coins with any extra war simoleons, which again, she would have had 8 weeks worth of those as well stacked up. So any war simoleons that she has, she should be buying energy pumps and jackpots. More jackpots than energy pumps, and preferably the level 1s, because you're going to get more bang for your buck, okay? You're going to get double points on every level jackpot, but the only difference is the duration of the jackpot. So if you buy a level 2 or 3, they're going to last for 20 or 30 minutes, whereas a level 1 only lasts for 10 minutes. But if you don't have Shield Buster and you're not coordinating attacks, then it really doesn't matter if they go for 20 or 30 minutes, right? So you would actually want to buy the level 1s if you're just playing for yourself and just doing solo, and you don't plan on doing Shield Bust with a bunch of energy pumps, okay? Just buy the level 1s. They're cheaper, and you still get the double points. You hit them for the full amount, and you can still coordinate attacks, okay? Like, let's say that you have a level 1 jackpot, you throw it down, you kill it, you tell a teammate, they shield bust it, and another teammate hits it. There you go. You know, you can still do quite a bit with 10 minutes, and they're way cheaper. Okay, so her next question is, now I have, okay, so hold on, let me see. She says, I would unlock Not in Kansas to do this task, right? Okay, so yes, you would unlock Not in Kansas to do the legendary card task. You guys, a lot of you guys are not unlocking your legendary card, and you're canceling that assignment. That assignment, if it's at a low value, should not be canceled, okay? It depends on the situation, of course, but that assignment in particular is considered a high premium. If it comes back with a lot of points, you're going to be forced to cancel it again. And almost always after doing that assignment, you get some kind of a high point task. So just be prepared for that. And then she was talking about leveling in terms of the contest. Now, I've noticed that a lot of people have brought this up, that they don't know how to level in terms of the contest. Here's the thing. When it comes to leveling for the contest of mayors, it's not super important that you save your upgrades for the contest. What happens is, if you are in the what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to be in the lower leagues, working your way up to the top of the leaderboard, right? As you're speed leveling. So if you happen to get residential upgrades, regular residential upgrade tasks, then you would do those tasks as like a win-win kind of thing. Like, well, I'm already upgrading and I got a task for it, so I might as well go ahead and do it kind of thing. Now, once you get into Mega, at this point, you're going to be past level 18, hopefully into level 24. So if you're level 24, you have a whole experience bar that you can utilize. Now, what I tell people to do, once you hit level 24 and you're in Mega, notice how I said in Mega, you're going to utilize those residential upgrades if you have to. So what you're going to do is, let's say that you get a regular residential upgrade assignment for 2,400. you're going to go ahead and do that assignment because you still have enough experience in your bar. But you're not going to do any airport or Latin or new townhomes, only regular residential upgrades. And if they're below 2,000 points, oftentimes you won't do them, but depending on your list, you may need to do the 1,600 point regular residentials. Just depends, okay? It all depends on the list. But that is the only thing that they go hand in hand with each other. So I've noticed that a lot of you guys have been like, oh, I'm leveling for the contest, and I can only level during the contest, and I don't know how to no, just level up, okay? Once you hit level 24, then you can take that experience bar and utilize it in Mega. That's it. That's the only thing you need to know. All right, so let's go on to her next question, and then I'm going to be doing a video on the latest updates for Season 13. Okay, also, you guys, launch on the monster as much as you can. You can get some stuff there, and I mean in the lower levels. Okay, so then she says, so basically I had discussed with her how her choices led to her current problem, and she said yes, absolutely. And then she said, I said, you wasted time being lower level, valuable time being lower level. And she said, best strategy now, ? To wait few weeks, join war. What? That I didn't understand. Why would you want to wait even longer to join war? If anything, you need to get into war right now. Like, you have wasted enough time, you know? So waiting a few weeks does nothing. And I think what she was thinking is that she needed to be in Mega to unlock cards and then participate in war. But the way that you get cards is by participating in war, right? So, no. What she should do, and I had her send me screenshots of her war cards here. She has enough to get Not in Kansas, and it looks like she has 515 gold keys. So what she should do, she also has 47 gold tokens and 11 silver tokens. So again, had she been in with us during war, she would have a pretty nice stock of silver tokens by us losing the war, because I believe you get 3 of them every time we lose, and I know we've lost at least 3 rounds, so that would have been 9 more at a minimum. Okay. Okay, so then, let's see. It says that she's killed 2 monsters. See, right there, that also explains why she's so low on war cards. She should have been hitting more than that. You guys got to hit the monster more than that if you want to unlock parts of that VU pass. Okay. Let's see. She needs to update her game. Okay, so I'm going to read through her message. I have not read this message yet, so I'm just going to read it out loud to you guys, hopefully answer it, and then we can get on to the level 13 update. You reached level 24, you hit Mega, you did lower leagues before. Hold on. Why did she repost that? Hold on. Oh, okay. So she said you reached level 24 and you hit Mega. You did lower leagues beforehand, so you're not prepared for Mega. Not enough war cards, no epic pointers, what to do next. I'm not understanding the issue here, because she has 515 gold keys. What is the problem? Buy some epic pointers. Not seeing the issue there. Okay. Opening war cards. You hit Mega, you don't have enough cards. Stop competing till you gain cards, or unlock those you need to do the Okay, if you stop playing, you're not going to obtain any war cards. So you need to play. So, okay, here's what you need to do. You need to unlock Not in Kansas. That's number 1. Okay, just unlock it. We start war in a couple of hours. When you're able to attack, and right now what you should be doing is going to your war store and buying any jackpots that you can. Check that war store every 45 minutes. Buy any jackpots that you can, okay? when the monster gets there, if he's leaving before the contest starts, go ahead and attack the monster. If he's not leaving before the contest starts, then leave him alone so that he has health for if you do get a monster assignment when you hit Mega. Now, in terms of epics and pointers, what you need to do is you need to figure out which epics you like the look of the most. If it's mountain, then you're going to buy what you need to buy at the bare minimum to unlock what you need to unlock for mountain. Then you're going to go through and you're going to buy the best epic pointers possible. Now, looking at her her game here, she's got a total of 538 cash, so she has plenty of cash to compete in Mega, so I don't know why she's having that issue. She's got 293 platinum keys, so she needs to save those. And she's got more than enough gold keys to unlock Not in Kansas, and still do her work hard upgrades and buy pointers. What she should do is buy 10 of the observatories. That's the cheapest 3-pointer right now. That way, if she does get an epic project that's 2,000 points or higher, or if she's in a position where she needs to do it, she'll be able to do it. What she can do is she can hold off on buying any pointers until she sees what is going on this week in terms of like epic projects, and just hold off and wait. And then if it presents itself, she'll be able to buy those pointers. It depends on what category she wants to do. But 500 gold keys is plenty enough to set yourself up to be able to do epic projects. Enough to maybe not do them in, 15 minutes, but you can get them done relatively quick, especially when you're in a group like ours. Okay, the next thing would be, in her question, she says, epics and calm. You have epics and calm. You have all the mountain land unlocked, waiting to unlock mountain tasks in Mega, so you don't have 3 or 4 pointers for mountain epics. Okay, so when you hit mountain at level 22 is when you unlocked mountain, right? Here's the thing. If mountain is the category that you want to do your epics in, usually what'll happen is the first week in Mega, you get a lot of mountain upgrades or beach upgrades, and you're able to unlock a big majority of your mountain and then buy those pointers as needed. It's not like you can't buy these if the opportunity arises. Right now, you may not have them available, but the odds of you getting a 2,400 point epic right off the get-go that you can't do, I mean, you would have to deal with that if that occurred, right? So wait and see how it goes. See if you can unlock a couple of the mountain pieces enough to get some space opened up. If not, then you would have to deal with that issue when it presents itself. But again, you would have, it's kind of something you just have to deal with. It's not going to be too long before you have 5 or 6 pieces of the mountain unlocked. Usually when you start getting mountain or beach upgrades, they come back to back usually. And you have a couple of weeks where you can utilize those. Like, I think one week somebody got like 7 of them, So it's not like you're going to be waiting, 8 weeks to unlock enough of the mountain to be able to buy pointers, is what I'm saying. Now, again, dealing with that when it happens. Okay, so then she says you have money and keys to buy them, but no land unlocked. Unlock the land, buy epic pointers. Okay, so that's what she means. Okay, so I pretty much answered that already. Okay, so the next thing she says is all other tasks I can do, no problem, except upgrade London, Tokyo, of course. Okay. But maybe for other players, when should they start with the calm to get best results, as my mistake was starting too early? I still think I can repair my mistakes. That is not so crucial. Okay, so her mistake is not irreversible. Again, said that in the first video, and I've said this many times. You guys, this is what it really comes down to, is you gotta listen to what I say, man. It has gotten to be almost ridiculous. Like, people will listen to my video and it's like they didn't hear a damn word I said. I said, how many times have I said this? That the mistakes, that there is not a mistake that you're going to make that's going to be so crucially irreversible. I told you guys, as long as you remain below level 24 and you do not upgrade Latin homes, that your mistakes are fixable. It's more a waste of time than anything. I had a whole discussion about this. So again, I never said that her mistakes were irreversible. Not at all. And in fact, the thing I'm not understanding is why she feels so screwed. She's not as screwed as she's making herself out to be. Like, sure, some things suck, you know, but it's not like she's sitting here so ill prepared. Like, okay, when it comes to epics, is she prepared to be able to do an epic assignment right this very second? No, she's not. But she has more than enough storage space to do it. She could buy the pointers. She could wait to see if she gets any mountain unlocks first before acting like it's, you know, like, oh my god, what am I going to do, you know? Epics are not a premium task. Even if she got a 2400 epic point task in her list, it's not necessarily meaning that she has to do it right now or it's just the end of the whole world, you know? There are ways around that. And again, you would have to deal with that when the time presents itself to determine if, in fact, that is what's going to happen. She could easily start this week off and end up with a 2500 mountain unlock assignment and get 10 of them back to back and have plenty of mountainside unlocked and then be able to buy her pointers if needed. So that is a very minute problem, okay? In terms of the war cards, that is her biggest issue, is not having enough war cards at this point. So if anything, camping even more and not participating in war would be way crucial, that she would not want to do that. What she needs to do is buy as many jackpots as possible. She needs to launch as much as she possibly can and unlock at least one high level card. And if she gets an assignment for legendary card, then she can go ahead and unlock Not in Kansas to do that assignment, right? But for now, what she needs to do is just unlock one high level or one high point card. She could do the Not in Kansas because you can launch it 3 times, but it's not worth as many points. But in terms of she can launch it 3 times on a jackpot, if she adds up the amount of points, she needs to look at the cards that she has available and see, like, if I launch this once, I get X amount of points, versus if I launch this 3 times, I get X amount of points, and go for what gives you the highest value. Whatever card you can unlock that's going to give you the most points for one run of energy, then you would do that for now, okay? Now it says, okay, so it says that that's all she wants to know, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get this uploaded, but hopefully you guys understand now why it's really important that you get into a good club, that you don't camp too long, and that you get this stuff done. It's really not, as people don't understand, the issue is not that you went past level 11 or level 18 and you were unable to max out storage. The issue is that you went past level 24. So what a lot of people think is, like, when they restart, they're traumatized from not being able to do their assignments, or not. They're traumatized from not being able to do much of anything because their city is so shitty, right? But they think that, like, oh, I leveled too fast, that's the cause of all my problems, and it is. But there's a point where it's irreversible, and that is when you go to level 25 and unlock regionals, or level 29 and beyond. So for a lot of people, they seem to think, like, oh, I restart, and if I hit level 18 too early, I'm just going to screw my whole game up, and it's just the end of the world. I'm telling you, you can open this game, start from scratch, and level, and do nothing but speed level, and go all the way up to level 24 with 50 storage, if you want. And you will be just fine. You will get the same amount of storage at the same amount of time that anybody else does at a lower level, okay? The only difference is you're going to be able to multitask and do better things for your city and accomplish more things during that time frame. Versus in her situation, she was only able to accomplish X amount of things, right? So think of it, like I said in all my other videos, you're either accomplishing 5 things or you're accomplishing 15 things in the same amount of time, right? That's what it comes down to. It's just a waste of your time is all. It's like you could have been doing all these other things at the same time and achieved the same result. But people think storage is their main priority, their only priority. They'll focus on that first, and once they get that where they need to go, then they'll focus on all the other aspects, and it hurts. It really hurts your game when you don't focus on everything, okay? Because it's not like, oh, if I focus on other things, I'm going to be neglecting my storage. Not at all. You're achieving the same damn thing, okay? That you're going to achieve whether you camp or don't camp in terms of storage. So do you want to end up in her situation where it's like, okay, she could have been way further. Way further. I'm talking like she could have had a buttload of war cards unlocked. She could have had a buttload of cash by now. Her storage would have been even higher because she would have had all those extra rares. She would have been way more inclined and able to do epics because she would have hit level 22 sooner. And you know, honestly, it really comes down to how much you want to multitask and how much you want to get done, what your goals are. And if you focus solely on storage and don't focus on any other goals, then that's all you'll ever achieve. You only achieve what you're trying to achieve when you're trying to work on it, right? So if that's all you're thinking about, that's all you're going to get done. All right, you guys, let's get this level 13 pass done.